What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another action-packed episode of Lockdown 23-1. That's right. It is a beautiful, sunny Sunday morning. It's Sunday, ain't it? I don't even know. I think it's Sunday. But anyways, today we're going to be talking about something crazy. Sometimes I just like to sit down, Google some of the most craziest things that have happened recently in the prison system. And sometimes if I come across something that is absolutely insane, I like to bring it to y'all's attention. And this story that I'm bringing to y'all today happened late last year. Is absolutely insane, man. Now this story comes out of South Carolina. It is not Lee Correctional Facility, okay? A lot of people have been seeing that in the news. Lee Correctional. It's not Lee Correctional. This is Kirkland Correctional. Another South Carolina penitentiary. It is absolutely insane. This story, it just blows my mind, man. Now keep in mind, this is a level 3 penitentiary. Level 1 and 2, you won't see stuff like this hardly ever. But once you get to a level 3, like I've said in some of my earlier videos, it's a whole different ball game. That's where all the lifers start. Might be lower level lifers, but that's where they're at. Murderers, rapists, that's where they go. That's like the lowest level penitentiary that they can go to. And I'm about to show you a picture of the two men that killed these 4 inmates, and the way that they killed them is absolutely insane, and why they killed them is absolutely insane. But check it out. These two men, Simmons 35 and Phillip 26, are already serving life without parole for double murders. Alright, so those 2 inmates, they came up with an idea. Alright, they're already serving life. They're like, man, I'm tired of this prison stuff, man. I want to die. So they came up with this plan to where if they kill people in prison, they can get the death penalty and be done with it, which just blows my mind. I'm like, why do you need someone else to give you death penalty where they're probably going to, lethal inject you or something like that? But in South Carolina, it's very hard to get. They haven't killed anyone like, 7 or 8 years? So them doing this, they would just sit in solitary for another 10, 15 years before or if they even get the death penalty. Why not just take yourself out? I don't understand that. But anyways, they came up with this idea to kill as many inmates as they can to try to get the death penalty, and this is crazy. They had a criteria of what kind of inmates they were going to try to kill. The first rule on the list is someone that is weak, that are not going to cause a fight. So they're picking and choosing. Just like I say in my earlier videos, these guys pick and choose, man. The weakest links, you know what I mean? So they wanted someone that ain't going to cause a fight. And 2, they needed someone that's going to trust them. The reason why they did it to people that would trust them is because it's easier for them to get them in the cell where they're going to handle their business. Okay, so check it out. Simmons explained exactly how they killed these individuals. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with number 1. First is Mr. King, age 52, doing 25 years for burglary, larceny, and theft. And he liked to borrow a lot of coffee. Simmons said he was the smallest, 5'4", 132 pounds. He wouldn't offer much resistance. Simmons said Phillip took the lead in the first murder. He put his hands around the old man's neck and strangled him. Happened really fast, he said. They slid Mr. King under the bottom bunk, went to the common area, and searched for their next victim. Absolutely crazy. Old man didn't know what was coming. They picked and chose him simply because he was tiny. And they probably offered him some coffee in the cell or something like that. They wouldn't say, hey, he liked to bum coffee for no reason. They probably got him in the cell saying, hey, you got some coffee in there, you want to drink some coffee? Obviously he's probably been in that cell before for him to just walk in there. I'm not going to just walk into no random person's cell, whether they ask me to come in there or not. Nah, ain't happening. Now, number 2, Mr. Scruggs, age 44, doing life for murder, did laundry in exchange for commissary goods. Simmons said to the old man, I got some cookies for you. Come to my room and I'll give you some stuff and the cookies. He came a few minutes later. Simmons said Phillip grabbed Scruggs from behind and dragged him to the floor. Simmons wrapped an extension cord around Scruggs' neck. Simmons goes on to say he didn't suffer long at all. It happened very quick. So homeboy got tricked. He got tricked to go into a cell for some cookies and ended up losing his life by strangulation from an extension cord, probably from a TV or something along those lines. Stereo. There are extension cords in prison. Probably not like a real legit 15-foot extension cord, but they do have long cords in prison. Certain prisons. But the fact here is, homeboy trusted him. He wanted some cookies. Homeboy had no idea he was about to meet his maker. He just wanted some duplex cookies to go back to his cell and drink some coffee and do laundry the next day. And keep this in mind, look at those guys' pictures that are killing all these inmates, man. They don't look like a typical psychopathic murderer. I mean, some guys that I play poker with look way crazier than those guys. Now, number 3, Mr. Hamm, age 56, scheduled for release in November after serving 9 years for assault, battery, grand larceny, and burglary. He liked to snort pills. Man, this guy was going home in November. After serving 9 years, he had no idea he was about to die before he went home. Anyways, they said about this guy, I didn't want him on the list because I knew he would fight. Hamm was 5'11", 178 pounds. Simmons baited this man in with pills. He said, crush up some of those pills on the toilet. As Mr. Hamm bent down on the toilet to break down the pills and snort them, they started struggling on the floor. Simmons grabbed a broken broomstick hidden in his cell, struck Hamm in the head. When Hamm opened his mouth as if to shout, Simmons jammed the handle down his throat because there could be no noise. And then Simmons said after that, he just died. He laid Hamm's body alongside all the other bodies in the cell. Absolutely crazy. Old man thought he was just going to go catch himself a quick little buzz before going on lockdown and going home in November. Had no idea he's about to meet his maker. Now, number 4. Mr. Kelley, 35, serving 15 years for stabbing his teenage stepson. Simmons said he was a friend, but he was also just annoying. So Simmons said Jacob went and got him and brought him to the room, and they basically said, look behind the curtain, and Jacob grabbed him and threw him down, and I had a broomstick from Hamm, and he threw him down on the ground and got top of him and pushed the broomstick across his neck. As Kelley laid there dead or just unconscious, Simmons couldn't tell which. Simmons rammed a stick in his ear. Simmons said they didn't even bother hiding the body before heading to the guard station to report what they've done. It's absolutely insane. This man, Kelley, was their friend, but they just thought he was annoying, okay? And a lot of people might be wondering, why was there a sheet up in front of the cell? Look, a lot of people put sheets up in front of the cell when they're using the bathroom, and a lot of correctional officers, they won't even peek behind. They don't want to see no one taking a dump, so they just walk past the sheet. They might say something like, you all right in there? And if someone says, yeah, I'm good, I'm just taking a dump, he'll just keep on walking, you know? But a lot of times, correctional officers will turn a blind eye to the sheet in the window or in front of the door because usually it just means someone's taking a dump. But in this case, there was bodies all in the freaking cell, piled up under and on top of the lower bunk. And when homeboy Kelley opened up that little curtain to peek in there, he said, oh, hell no, you know what I mean? And next thing you know, he's ambushed. Got his freaking throat crushed with the freaking broom handle and then shoved in his ear till he died. Keep thinking stuff in the penitentiary ain't real. This is South Carolina. And you know what the crazy thing about this whole situation is? Just to co-sign with the politics race-wise over here on the East Coast, a lot of states don't handle it like they do in California. Look at it. It's a black guy and a white guy killing other black guys and white guys together. Absolutely insane. I guarantee you won't never see that in no Cali penitentiary. And you know what else is absolutely insane about this story? They put these guys on death row, but they're not going to get the death penalty. So Simmons said at the end of the whole confession to whoever he was confessing to, he said, so basically, we did all this for nothing. They killed 4 people for absolutely nothing. They're not going to get the death penalty. They're going to sit on death row probably for 10, 15 years and then thrown back and, you know, tack on a couple more life sentences and throw them right back into general population. Who knows? Look, man, I can't stress this enough. I cannot stress this enough about the prison life, man. You can't trust nobody. No one. I don't care if, you know, y'all have been eating, drinking coffee for years straight. You can't trust nobody, man, for real. I mean, look at these guys. They picked the ones that would trust them, and they picked the weak ones as well. Just imagine all the other guys doing what they're doing, probably cleaning their cell, playing cards, whatever the case is. The whole time, these guys are out there trying to pick who they want to get into the cell to kill them. These other guys are just sitting there not knowing anything that's going on, you know. The main reason why they probably strangled most of these guys to death was because they didn't want them screaming. There's really no other way to go about doing something like that without making noise. You know, you could shank someone 40 times, but I don't know if anyone's ever seen anyone get stabbed before. But for real, when their adrenaline gets pumping, you can get stabbed 20, 30 times and not even know what the hell happened and still be fighting. You know, unless it hits some kind of major vital organ and you just, you know, pass out from blood loss. But for real, you can stab someone a lot of times and they'll still be kicking, squirming, and screaming. So I'm sure these guys plan to strangle all their victims from the get-go simply because they didn't want to make no noise. Anyways, if you want to go Google this whole article, man, all you have to type in is Simmons, South Carolina prison murders. Is absolutely insane, man. Go read it for yourself. This stuff happens, man. It's real. Penitentiary system is real. And this is a level 3 prison. Level 3-4 prison was the first prison I ever went to. So just keep that in mind, all you young bucks out there committing all them crimes, man. I'll tell you what. You're in for a rude awakening. The prison system ain't no joke. Always fear and respect the penitentiary, my friends. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I think I'm going to add stuff like this to the content of this channel. Any crazy stories I might come across, I'm going to put my 2 cents in it and let y'all hear exactly how it went down and how I feel about it. And maybe this will bring a little more awareness to the community at whole, for real. Because I didn't even know anything about this case until I really started searching crazy things that happened in prison recently, you know. And I think a lot of people need to realize, you know, there's a lot of violence going on in prison. And believe it or not, there's a lot of rape going on in prison. Check it out. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, I got this from GRIZZY yesterday, and I'm going to make this in a video tomorrow after the court date when I find out what happens to GRIZZY tomorrow. But sexual assault awareness for offenders, man. This list is crazy. Some of the things they say to do in here is absolutely insane. It's, you know, reporting sexual assault facts. Offenders that may have potential for being sexual aggressive include these. Offenders that are potentially at risk for being preyed upon. Staff misconduct if you assault another offender. You know, the list goes on. This is a paper straight from Hampton Roads Regional Jail explaining what kind of inmates are at high risk of being raped and what kind of inmates are at high risk of being the rapist. I think it'll be very informational for people out there to hear exactly what people say to inmates when they walk into prison and jail. You think they hand you this for no reason? You know why they hand you this? Go look at statistics. Prison rape in prison has been on the rise dramatically. Stuff's real, man. Prison system's getting crazy. But anyways, as always, I want to salute every last one of you who have been supporting me since the beginning of this journey, and everyone who is just now starting to hit that like and subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that like button now. And don't forget to add me up on all that social media, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. I've been gaming a lot more on Twitch. All you gamers out there, come check me out. I usually stream for an hour and a half straight, 2 to 3 times a day sometimes. So go check me out over there on Twitch. Check out the Patreon. Go check out the artwork, the clothing line. All the links are in the description of the video. But please keep this in mind, ladies and gentlemen. The penitentiary system is very real and very dangerous.